journey and not grow as an individual. Like,
That's fair.
it is what it is. But he made a mistake and he'll figure it out later.
How are you feeling?
I really feel like I'm feeling.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Yeah, yes. You can tell I'm feeling strong tonight. Guys, I want to talk to you guys about Erica's situation with Kendal. I want to say this. Your language tells me where your heart is. Your language tells me where your heart is. There's some very interesting I would say developments that Erica have made within the show, one being that Kendal made a mistake. I'm sorry, darling, he slept with that girl and it was not a mistake, he meant to do it, okay? And secondly, also she also talked about how with her and Kendal that she definitely isn't going back, number one, and also as well that she showed some strength in front of the ladies but then began crying in private. And we know we've all been there. If you've been cheated on, you know how that feels. But more importantly, I think I'm scared for her because some of the language she uses, it sounds like she could be going back. She said her last words were kind of, and she spent so much time making him look good. And I was like, sis, girl, damn. And she didn't know what love was. And so there's a couple of things that I want to address in this particular episode that I think that you'll be interested in and I think will help you in your relationships. Remember, whenever I do these reviews, they're more than just these TV shows. They're about you and what you can do better in the relationship. Guys, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification uploads. And for those of you who are returnees, you got the minerals, you got the minerals. Guys, as well, watch out because we've got a new channel coming out, Mineral Gang Reactions, where I'm going to be teaming up with people to react to different videos around luxury apartment, luxury cars, and different crazy things alike. So, talking about obviously Erica on the show, I think we just watched a clip where she was talking to one of the football guys. I always forget his name, and she mentioned about how she thought he made a mistake. Now, can I just be very frank? Girl, it weren't a mistake. Let me just do that. I know the copyright things. It weren't a mistake, okay? He made a choice to sleep with that woman, Alexis. In fact, he's been having a relationship with her, and you yourself testified to there being something not quite right about their relationship. So why is it now all of a sudden you flipped it to being it's a mistake? And this really speaks more to her heart and where her mind is. Oftentimes when we are not fully sure and we're not actually fully confident that we're walking away, we use language that is rocky. We use language that is halfway. We use language that is gives us an exit route back into the situation. But the truth of the matter is here, he didn't make a mistake. He purposely chose to sleep with Alexis, and tonight we even found out he slept with two girls at once. So it's a threesome. Your boy is enjoying. He is enjoying, and thus you need to let him go. Use the language of I'm not going back. Use the language of definitives, not halfways. And so when she said obviously about him making a mistake, I was very much concerned because a mistake would mean that he fell into this, or he by mistake did this particular thing, but he didn't. He didn't do that. And in fact, if you listen to his responses about even earlier on in the episode where he was talking about them not giving each other what they need, which I'll play in a second, I don't want to copyright a thing. He spoke and said obviously he felt like they had not been given each other what they need. Truth of the matter is, part of that is true, but sir, most of the time you have not been given her what she needs. She's been getting up at 4 a.m. to iron your shirts and everything like that. You confirmed that on the live. So she has been doing her part. You haven't been doing yours because you don't believe that she is the woman that you want, right? And let's listen to some of his responses.
I'm not giving her what she needs in terms of gratitude, affection, even though sometimes I know deep down in my heart she's truly giving her best.
So even though she's given her best, he deep down knows he won't give her what she needs. That's the truth of the matter. He's not going to give her what she needs because, to be honest, it does not benefit him to do so. He's winning right now. He gets all the best from Erica. And many women do this. They give their absolute best to trash men and then complain that there are no good guys out there. I'm sorry. you need to be able to differentiate. There are great men out there, but you need to choose correctly. And you can only choose correctly when you understand what you need versus what you want. What you want is a good looking man, sexy, chocolate, deep melanin, tall, okay, broad shoulders, okay, muscle bound, finances all in check, house, mansion house, a luxury car on the drive, and you just got to move in. That's all he wants from you. That's the want. That's the want. But what's the actual need here? Have you assessed what emotionally you need? If you haven't sat down with yourself and found out, wait, what do I need? Then when you meet people like this, you are inevitably going to be robbed, because he knows that you don't know what you need. Therefore, he begins to test all your boundaries and your buttons and presses them, because he knows that you don't know what you need. You're left in the lurch. Let's play a bit more.
And everything that she can, I'm not reciprocating that.
Could it be that she's trying to be something she isn't so as to keep you?
And that is the key point here. When you don't know thyself, I always say this: love thyself, know thyself, be thyself, okay? And this will help you when you come into meeting the opposite sex. Men and women need to know this. You don't change yourself entirely, the core of you. You can't. It's impossible, because the core of you is the core of you. You can change parts of you. You can add some body works, but you can't change the core of who you are. And when somebody's trying to change the core of who you are, they've got a problem and you've got a problem, because you allowing them to change who you core are is going to encounter a beef in the end. And you allowing them to do that shows that you don't know thyself and you're not valuing yourself. There is somebody out there for you. And if there isn't, stay single till there is, okay? Because we're not going to accept mediocrity, and we're not going to eat cake before it's done. Many of you are eating cake before it is done, and now your belly is running because you're eating runny cake. What did you expect? Okay, don't eat before it's time. Desperation makes us do things before it's time. Let me sip some water. Stay hydrated. Cool. Let's play a little bit more of that clip, because he's going to answer a question which is really important.
100%. And that's one reason why we came here, because she's a giving person. And there's times where I tell her I feel like she only does certain things to appease to who she thinks I want to be with.
Now, look at that. He has recognized in her. Let me just say something. The men that you're dating that are trash recognize in you where your weaknesses are. They recognize what you could do better. But because they don't want you to do better, they won't tell you to do better. They won't advise you to do better. The reason why they won't advise you to do better, and they'll bring you on a show like this, let me get some water while I'm here. The reason why they will advise you not to do better is because they benefit. The very people who you didn't have boundaries for, when you put boundaries up, begin to get annoyed. Why? Because they were benefiting from it. When you break a system that was benefiting people, they get annoyed. They get annoyed because there was benefit they were receiving from you not understanding where you stand in the system. So my conversation to you is, know thyself. Know what thyself is all about. Know what thyself needs, not what thyself wants. Okay, that's King James Version. Okay, we need to understand that so we can understand where you're going to. Because you see, very much, unfortunately, with this show, Alexis both and Erica are in the same boat. Alexis thinks that she's actually met a man she can be honest and open with. She hasn't. She hasn't. I'll prove it to you. She hasn't. Okay. When he's asked a simple question, let me just get the clip up. I don't want him to copyright me. But they asked him a very simple question, and I'll play it in a second. Where they ask him, so do you know, so obviously what's your situation now then? And he says, my heart is open, my heart posture is open. But does he say who it is? No. Does he say that it's Alexis? No. Alexis is in exactly the same boat as Erica. While she was here doing a song and a dance, thinking that she stole somebody else's man. First rule that she doesn't realize about relationships is how you get them is how you lose them in 95% of the cases. I made that number up, but I want to let you know it's a very high number. However you got them, more than likely you're going to lose them the exact same way. When you were getting gas thinking, I'm going to take your man, you're going to realize, listen, that man don't even want you, sis. He don't even want you. We don't care. Let's play the clip.
with.
Okay.
That's why it's so
So what kind of
complex.
woman are you more compatible with? And is she here on the island?
I mean, my current heart posture is at a point where I feel like
Now, you hear him quite clearly. He's about to do a whole lot of madness. He doesn't actually answer as Alexis. He's going to do a whole lot of madness. The question was very simple. Is that person on the island? Yes, no. Okay, don't say. It was a very close question. Is that person on the island? Yes or no? The moment someone becomes a politician, and when you ask a closed question and begins to do, doing a little song and a dance around the question, they don't really want to answer that question. The whole point of the reason why he doesn't answer that question is because it's not Alexis either. He's out here having fun. And these girls are naive, thinking that they're going to come and steal someone else's man. You ain't, sis. You ain't. You just connecting for now. You are a seasonal connection. He even wants to go back to Erica. I said this in my last review. He doesn't care about you girls. You think he does. He doesn't care about you. And so now you've got a situation. Ladies, pay attention. How you get him is how you lose him. If he's not ready, he's not ready. Leave him alone. He's in a relationship and brought his girl onto Temptation Island. What in the right mind of a woman thinks to themselves that they're going to take a man from another girl being on Temptation Island? No, you need to come here and have fun too. You need to come here and have fun too. You don't need to come here and collect someone's boyfriend. No, send him back packing where he came from. Send him back to the manufacturer. Okay? Yeah, send him back to the manufacturer. Now, when obviously... when Erica sees the video and she goes back with the girls, it's very interesting. She puts this very brave face on with the girls, and I want you to listen to this because it's quite interesting what she says to the girls. Hold on. It's quite interesting what she says to the girls. Oftentimes when situations happen, we do want to put on a brave face, and the reason why is because we don't want anyone to know we're weak. We don't want anyone to know that we're suffering. But the truth of the matter is she was suffering. No, she was dying inside. And thank God she had friends that she got to talk to the girls there because she was dying inside. And this is one thing I want you to understand as well. It is not weak to be weak. It's not weak to be emotionally down today. It's not weak for you to say, actually, this thing burns me. It kills me. Okay? But I understood why she did it. She didn't want to do it in front of everybody. She wanted to wait to her solo individual time. Plus, it may not have hit her straight away. It might have been a delayed reaction in terms of what he actually done. But when you watch this clip, you watch how she plays it strong. And look what they're going to call her.
I'm not going to sit there and just sob and be in my feelings. It's like, of course I can do that, but that's not conducive to my growth.
And that's a strong woman right there. And like, you are going to be the best mama.
Now, already... we got a strong woman trope. Oh, man. Listen, I'm not saying they did it on purpose. They didn't realize. We don't want to see no more strong woman tropes. This is not, you know what I'm saying? Like, you being strong in these scenarios when you're devoiding how you actually feel isn't strong. It's only avoiding a crash how it's waiting to happen. You're only avoiding a crash that is waiting to happen. Our emotions are part of us as human beings. And when situations are traumatic and painful like this, I'm not saying go and cry, sis. I'm saying let it be real, though. You feel it. It's burning you. It hurts. You're crying. And you're sad inside. And that's okay. That's okay. Okay, but the moment you feign it, so if you've experienced something like this, ladies and gentlemen, when you bottle it up, it becomes a defensive wall in your dating period. Many people who are going back into the dating field, they haven't grieved their last relationship. Grieve it, sis. Fam and man too, grieve it. Grieve your last relationship. You died in that relationship. The old you's dead. I hope anyway, because if you still got that same old you, we've got a dangerous thing. You should have died in that relationship. When that relationship broke up, you should have died. The new you should be emerging right now. The resurrected you should be emerging right now. You should grieve that old you. Grieve it because it's gone. It's done. It hurts and it's painful and you're allowed to cry over it. It's okay not to be okay. Sometimes it hurts. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it hurts. And it's okay not to be okay. So don't let it become I'm gonna hold it in. When you do that, what happens is you actually begin to exude a lot of masculine energy. You begin to become defensive in the way that you approach scenarios. You're gonna be overly critical. You're gonna be overly defensive about certain situations. You're gonna be triggered easily. And the reason why is because you haven't actually dealt with that core issues that are at hand, right? And we see that because she ends up breaking up, crying later on, with the girls. And so Ah, man, you know, back to that clip where she talked about mistake. I already spoke about that as well. But there was a very important part where she talked about love, which was so important. I want to play this clip in a sec. The reason why a lot of people are in relationships where they're taking abuse is because they actually don't know love. And you know what? The revelation that came to me as she spoke, it made me think about Paige from Married at First Sight. If you watch my reviews, I speak about Paige from Married at First Sight. She don't know love. Let me tell you again. When you don't know love, you will always take the fake. When you don't know the authenticity of love, you will always take a fake. The true understanding of love, the true feeling of love, the true feeling of coming into love. Once you realize that, you will understand that you won't take a fake love. You will have a standard. Love is kind. Love is kind. Love is patient. Love is enduring. Love never counts no wrongs. It doesn't boast. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are so many different levels on this. That's 1 Corinthians 13. If you're wondering what it is in the Bible. God gives us a standard of what love is. And when you finally see what love is, you don't want to deal with fakes. Right now, Erica is dealing with a fake.
I thought this is what love looks like, because if someone loves you, then they're going to push you and they want to see you be your absolute best self. So it's like, I really don't know what love looks like.
Boom, boom, boom. What a revelation. I really don't know what love looks like. Many women and men do not, in fact, men especially, do not know what love looks like. They are told what love looks like because they watch a film. But true love, like I keep saying to people, is action. It's commitment, okay? When you commit beyond your feelings, that is where the love resides. Love does not necessarily reside in the place where your emotions are now dictating how you move. Oh, I feel like love today. No, what you feel like is happy today. But love is not an emotion. It's the commitment. It is the commitment beyond the feeling. It is the extra mile you go when you are tired. It's the extra rep that you go when you are burnt out. Okay? It is those extra hours you spend when you are knackered and want to go to bed. Those where love begins to reside. Where love begins to drive you beyond the point of what you thought you could do. Love is sacrifice. And so therefore, when you don't meet love and you don't know what love is, when you meet the fakes, you will take it as it is. It's a fairy tale. But it's not a fairy tale. Love is real. Listen to me very carefully. If you want to know what love is, go to 1 Corinthians 13 in the Bible. 1 Corinthians 13 in the Bible, and begin to read. You will get to the part where it says, love is kind, love is patient, love never counts no wrongs. You need to read that like an affirmational reminder each day. Read that as an affirmation reminder each day that this is love, and I cannot accept anything less than what this love is. Can't accept anything less. You know? And so I want to play this little clip as well as part here. Let me play a little bit more as well.
I'm just still sort of trying to figure out how someone is capable of hurting someone like this.
And so it's interesting because I think when you're green to the world, you don't have many experiences. You ask these kind of questions. How can someone do this? She's innocent. She maybe hasn't experienced such. Well, she said her last boyfriend actually. No, saying that. I lie. Because her last boyfriend, she had cheated all over the gaff. Right? Cheated all over the gaff. So she's not new to this. Actually, her standard has slipped. He was so much better than the last boyfriend who wanted to cheat every weekend. This guy cheated maybe after 1 or 2 years. So it looks like. And so this is why I say to ladies and to men, take time and heal. What is love? If you don't know what love is, you cannot enter the sphere of dating, because there are so many versions of this love. People that will give you 3/4 of love, 2/4, 1/4 of love, a portion of love, right? But won't give you the whole aspect. You don't need them, but you can't tell who they are because you don't have a mirror to hold up to them to find out if they're real or not. Okay, so it's important to understand that when you understand what love is, Yeah, when you understand what love is, you will know how to handle those who come fake, bearing gifts but do not carry the cistern or the vessel of love. Okay, I understand that she's in pain right now. Let's end on this last clip.
I already know in my head he's gonna find some way to justify what he did, and honestly, it's unjustifiable. Like, I hope it was worth it.
That's right, sis. Let's hope it was worth it. He don't care. Let's keep it 100% real. He don't care. He gonna lose her and probably get another bad gal. That's the honest reality of truth of life when it comes to guys like him. He will lose her and get another bad girl. You are replaceable. It's that simple. But you don't have to think about that. What you need to think about is, what do I need? Settle all the way down and think about, what does Erica need? Because once we understand what you need, then everybody else who doesn't meet what you need can vamoosh. All right, so guys, let me leave it there. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notifications are up. Lows, we appreciate you. Stay locked and stay loaded. All right, stay